Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is another video in the series of the things that narcissistic people say, often to distract you from the truth so that they can get away with their behaviour. This video is going to be about when a narcissist comes at you with "you always." This is a form of their blame shifting, their gaslighting, and their false accusations. By saying "you always," they are accusing you of doing something that very often you haven't done or the narcissist has done to you. When with a narcissist, they get a hold of your emotions and they get control over your life in many manipulative, coercive, controlling ways. It's a bit like them, you sat watching the television with them and they have hold of that remote and they start off with the comedy, the fun, the laughter, the romance movies, the things that lift you up, the things that make you feel good, and they pull you in, they sell you that story, they hook you in, they trap you into believing that that story is real. And then all of a sudden they've got hold of the remote and they switch the channel on you to some form of horror movie, something that scares you, something that causes that fear in you. And they switch the channel again onto some form of charity, something that makes you feel obligated to help and support somebody. And they are constantly shifting your emotions from one thing to another. Just like when you're watching something on TV, you can often relate to what's happening and it shifts your state of mind. However, the narcissist will have hold of that remote, yet they'll temporarily put that remote on your lap, and if you're watching something that's upsetting and you start crying, they're going to say, "What did you put that channel on for? You always change the channel, you always do this." So they're going to blame you, and you're sat there thinking, "No, you had the remote, no, you put that on, no, but I've now got it, so was it me? Was it them?" And a narcissist is always doing all they can to distract you from the truth. However, they use everyday words to distract you from the truth, to confuse you. This video is about when a narcissist comes at you with "you always." Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. When a narcissist says "you always" on repeat, they are accusing you of things and creating that self-doubt within your mind. They are burdening you with the responsibility of everything that goes wrong within the relationship by claiming that "you always." They are not taking responsibility for their behaviour. They're not taking responsibility for their share. And as more often than not, you're not a narcissist because you're willing to look at yourself, you're willing to change yourself, you're willing to take responsibility, you're willing to learn from mistakes, the very things that narcissistic people aren't willing to do, often why they don't change. You're willing to be wrong, another thing that a narcissist won't admit to. And it shows that you're willing to be wrong, because when they're firing at you, "you always," you sit there and think, "Do I always? Have I always?" And it causes that confusion within your mind because you care about them, because you respect their feelings, because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You question yourself and not their behaviour. However, because they lack the empathy to care about you, because they don't respect your feelings, they are going to use your feelings as leverage to get their needs met from you so that they can exploit you. And as soon as you call them out on some of their behaviour, a narcissist might turn around to you and say, you always blame me. So they're accusing you of always accusing them, which is confusing within itself. Because you do hold yourself responsible for your behaviour, you then internalise and try and work out, well, am I accusing them? More often than not, you might be accusing them because they've actually done something, yet they turn the tables by claiming that you're always accusing them. So they accuse you, they project out on to you, which causes that cognitive dissonance within your mind when your realities, your values, your beliefs are not matching up. When they come at you and claim you always say that. So as soon as you start trying to defend yourself by saying something like, that's not what I meant, that's not what I'm trying to achieve, they're going to come at you and say, you always say that. And you might find yourself always repeating the same thing to them because nothing ever gets closure, nothing ever gets solved, nothing ever gets resolved. It always just circles around and around and around. And then they're going to come at you with, you always bring that up. And you might always be bringing something up because the situation never gets sorted out. So when they're accusing you of always bringing something up that you know you're always bringing up, that self-doubt is reinforced within your mind because there is that reasonable doubt, because you know that you're bringing it up and they're accusing you of always bringing it up, which means they don't have to discuss, find a solution, compromise, communicate, work with you, because instead they're accusing you of always bringing something up that they're not willing to communicate with you about. It's always about you, isn't it? Is another one that they use. This is a form of their projection. With a narcissist, it's all about them getting their needs met. They lack the empathy, they lack the respect to care for your feelings, to care for your opinions. This shows because they're unwilling to listen to your opinions. They're unwilling to recognise your feelings. They're willing to invalidate your feelings. You're always overreacting. You're always so sensitive. You're always so insecure about things. They're willing to use your feelings as leverage against you to get you to doubt yourself. So when they come at you with, it's always about you, isn't it? And because you care about them as a person, you then take a step back and look at your own behaviour, which stops you from recognising their behaviour, recognising how they're using everyday words against you to gaslight your reality to get their own needs met. They're accusing you to set the stage, to set the environment, so that you are the one that's always explaining, justifying and rationalising yourself to them, and they escape taking any form of responsibility for their behaviour towards you. You always ruin everything, which is very ironic coming from a narcissist, because narcissists go all out to ruin things, especially things they are envious of, or people they are envious of, or situations where they're not the centre of attention. Nobody ruins a special occasion faster than a narcissist who isn't getting their own way or isn't the centre of attention. However, they want to bring you down. They don't want to take ownership for their behaviour. They don't want to take responsibility for their feelings. They want to shame you into taking ownership. They want to accuse you of being the problem so that they can get away with being the problem. They can get away with causing all your problems. They want to get you to the point where you're that busy trying to fix all of their problems, you don't recognise they're creating your problems. They will cause conflict, they will cause drama, they will cause chaos. They will cause an argument before you go somewhere. They will do all they can to bring you down. And as soon as they brought you down, they are then the life and the soul of the party again. They are then happy again. And more often than not, it takes time for you to shift out of that mindset. Because they've brought you down, it's created that happy mindset within themselves. They often feel joy by getting one over on other people, often why you see that smirk on their face. So when you arrive at an event, you're down in the dumps and they're super happy, which helps with their smear campaign. They've got that little remote control and they are controlling you through your emotions via the words they are using against you. They are controlling your state of mind by the words they gaslight you into believing, so that you no longer know who you are and you cannot work out who they are or what they are doing to you. And more often than not, the words they're using are leading you to blame yourself for everything that's going wrong, rather than the person who's creating the problems, who's making everything go wrong. When it comes to a narcissistic person, nothing they do is in the benefit of other people. Nothing they do is to serve others. It is all to serve themselves. In life, we have give and take. We serve others to receive, and then we give to others for others to serve to us. There is that give and take. People specialise in different areas. People go to the hairdressers to get their hair cut. The hairdresser's providing a service and we pay the hairdresser for that service. The hairdresser goes to the supermarket and purchases some food. That food is delivered by a HGV driver who is providing a service of delivering the food, to which they get paid for so they can provide someone else a service. It's all that give and take. It keeps the world revolving and ticking round and helping each other out. A narcissist is selfish. They want anything and everything they possibly can for free. They expect people to just serve them. They are entitled, self-entitled hypocrites who expect people to do for them, but they are unwilling to do for others. And as we can all make mistakes, as we can all be hypocritical, as we can be judgmental, we question ourselves. More often than not, a narcissist isn't questioning themselves. They are busy blaming everything on everybody else and moving on to somebody that's unaware of their manipulation, while the people they've left in their wake, they're not interested in. Those people are left ruminating about everything that's just happened. When it comes to your past, you have to learn to find the method that works for you, to leave it in your past, to use your past as leverage in your present to create a happier future. Sometimes we do have to take responsibility for our own behaviour. Other times we have to pass responsibility back to the rightful owner for their behaviour. With a narcissist, it's always recommended to do that within your head, because they will go through the word salad. They will go through the gaslighting phrases. They will go through the accusations. They will go through the you always. And when all else fails, yes, I started the video with you always blame me. When all else fails with a narcissist, they will always twist it at the end as to them playing the sympathy, to gain the sympathy vote. Or they'll rage out at you to cause that fear within you, or they'll fall silent on you to gaslight you all the more, to isolate you, to confuse you and to hurt you, so that they can control your emotions, so that they can get their needs met. If anyone has any thoughts on the video, please do add those into the comments. I am for one-to-one coaching. I have partnered with BetterHelp, and I shall link their sponsored link in the description. I do have some online courses available, which I will also link in the description. I shall add this video into the playlist of the things that narcissistic people say, which I shall also add into the description so it's easier to find. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there, create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.